Hang on, the camera's so close.
Okay, we should be live now. Let me double check that. We should be live now. I forgot to add the channels. Oh,
I think we're a bit untogether today.
I know we got to get it together today. There. Okay, we are live. And we should be on YouTube too. Well, welcome in anyone who is here watching us. We're just kind of waiting for people to get in. I don't see anyone in at all.
No.
So, yeah,
No one
I don't see
really
no
does
one in
come
at all. That's okay. They'll come in.
in.
Um,
You guys get lots of traffic on your other one.
Sometimes.
I
Yeah,
like it
we
when
do.
people talk.
Yeah, we do pretty good. We've been doing that one for a while.
I like when people interact.
Huh. Well, hopefully we're on YouTube. If I'll just kind of wait till people get in here and
Okay.
yeah, because I think we've got Nova and Justin who watch from YouTube, so they'll let us know if they can see us.
Mm-hmm.
It says we are live on YouTube. Let me double check that. Oh, so how was your
Whew.
weekend?
I don't know. I forget. I get I get I get very overwhelmed with it on a daily basis. So much to do all the time. I forget what I do every day, to be honest.
I get it. I get it. I don't forget what I do every day. I just forget, oh shoot, what did I do last month? What was that? What did we do?
I don't
But
know. This matrix is strange. I used to always remember really well, but now it's like I'll remember when it was like something worth remembering. But if it's just like day to day stuff that I'm just like kind of, I guess I go on autopilot a lot. Like it seems to be something I do very easily. And that probably makes me an NPC, but I go on autopilot and then I just don't know what's happening. I'm just doing. I'll find myself just doing.
that's kind of funny because that was kind of one of the subjects I was thinking about talking about. Oh, we've got somebody on. Hey, whoever's watching. Um, if you're on YouTube, can you comment, like, or say something because we don't know who's here. We don't know if you guys are here. If you don't like, comment, or share, or if you're just there silent and quiet, then we don't know that who you are or who's watching. We just kind of like to know if if you don't mind, we'd appreciate it. So yes, would like to welcome everyone to Hard Truths with Anne and I. And I am Claudine with Elevated by Claudine, and I have a healing facility. Hold on, I'm so sorry. One of my employees is coming in right now. Sorry, guys, I'll be right with you. Gotta finish working. Oh, hey, it's right there on the counter, right in front of the register. Hi, guys.
Hi. Are you already on the call?
Yeah, I'm on my live right now.
All right.
Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Still working here. But anyways, yes, I am Claudine with Elevated by Claudine, and I have a plant medicine store and a healing facility where I transfer people off of pharmaceuticals and street drugs and alcohol and almost any kind of addiction onto plant-based medicine. Every plant on this planet and fungus has medicinal value for the human body. It is our natural ways, and that is what I try to teach people. Um, about living in natural ways, being more natural and more harmonious with Mother Nature. And I have Anne here, who's an energy reader, and we both do energy. We both read energies, and that's how we tap into somebody if they let us. We don't ever do it without permission. And so I'll let Anne go ahead and explain what she does, a little bit of how she works.
I'm Anne. I'm actually a waitress at a restaurant. That's my actual job. That's my 3D job. But
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's who I am. It's what I do. It's real life. And then I am a psychic, energy reader. I can see auras. I can see energy coming out of people. I can see thoughts. I can see dreams. Yeah, I can see shadows in people. So just pretty much everything.
These are some of the gifts that we have. We are aware of our gifts and we know how to use our gifts. And we love our gifts and we know that we have to use them for good or they'll be taken from us. Yep. I just have gifts of reading minds, telepathy, and knowing the body, being able to feel what's going on with somebody with their body and what kind of plant can best help them. I also make my own regimens. I make my own medicine. You can go to elevatedbyclaudine.com to see a list of all of my, not all of my medicine, but pretty much most of my medicines. There's still probably about maybe 15 other products that are not listed on my website because they won't let me. They say they're illegal. But to get access to those, all you have to do is call me and do a consultation and plant medicine spiritual consultation with me, and then you'd have access to all of those. So again, please go to elevatedbyclaudine.com and look at under services and the products that I provide and see if any of those can help you. And if they could, just please reach out to us and hopefully we can help you guys. So Ann and I were just kind of talking about something regarding knowledge and wisdom. And Anne was just explaining what were you talking about, Anne? You were talking about before we came live.
What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about parasites.
Yeah.
Where are we?
We were talking about that too.
That's what's stuck in my brain.
We were having a conversation about just knowing things, and Anne was just kind of saying things about that. And that's kind of like what I had one of the things I had written down today to talk about. And that when knowledge and wisdom is not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Not
Knowledge
at all.
no, it's
No.
not. It's not.
No.
It's not. Knowledge
The penny
is
just dropped
something,
then.
huh?
The penny just dropped between the two words for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing at all. Nope. You want to go ahead and talk about what you feel that knowledge and wisdom is the difference? Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's better when you move the camera that way.
It's yeah, my camera's just really annoying today. And I want these plants to be in the thing. Sorry, I have people come in and out sometimes. I'm gonna shut the door. For me, knowledge, that's funny because I've been thinking, hang on. No, I just can't today. It's one of those days. I've actually been thinking something along these lines all week because I've been thinking about psychology and modern day psychology and how people go and they learn psychology and become these great psychologists about the mind and stuff. But I was thinking, like, modern day psychology is written by man. So really, they can sit there and they can go, well, we want this agenda, and put it in their books of what we're learning. Because you can't just, so that's knowledge. So you go and you learn all the books and you get your knowledge of what the human mind and how it's meant to be, and that's your knowledge. But wisdom would be when you can go in with the knowledge that you have, but use your own wisdom. Wisdom's something that I feel like comes from knowledge, but it has to be your own. Knowledge is just what you read and what you learn and what is been like what's in your brain that you've gone and learned about. Whereas wisdom, I find, is more of from you. You have to have wisdom to know, well, this is suitable for this occasion. This is suitable for this occasion, not just this is what I know and this is my knowledge. So this is what it's going to be for everybody. I feel like wisdom is something where it comes from the individual, from the knowledge they have, but also from their own ID, like their own wisdom of knowing,
Intuition.
yes, of what's right, what's wrong, what's going to work. I think that's what makes great people is when they can have great wisdom. And yeah.
That's pretty much what my download was on it too. I think it was a song I was listening to, and I'm just like, wait a minute, knowledge, wisdom, and then I just kind of was like meditated on it for about 10 minutes, and what I got was knowledge is when you know something
Mm-hmm.
of the past, what could potentially happen. Knowledge changes. Wisdom, you know it's coming, you know it's you trust yourself, it's coming from you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's your feelings. Wisdom gets better as time goes by. It does, it gets stronger. Your wisdom gets stronger and better, and makes more sense too, I believe, as you go along, as you practice your wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And wisdom gives you answers,
Mm-hmm.
not knowledge, not so much. Knowledge is just stuff that you know of because what it's been told to you, what you've learned. And that
Mm-hmm.
was where I came in, with the difference between the two. And I would say it's probably important to have both, but I prefer to have the wisdom.
Yeah. I think it
Knowledge is like
helps.
textbook, huh?
Yeah. I like knowledge. Like I am a very I'm someone who likes facts. Like if I have something going on, but then I go read medically, this is what it is. Like this is a medical term, or stuff, or it's been medically, died or whatever it is. Like, but if it goes hand in hand with like what I'm experiencing and learning and getting wisdom for myself in that experience, but then when I go read the actual thing and put two and two together, I always find it helps me so much more in like, okay, well, that's what it is. That's the medical diagnosis or back up to what I'm going through. And it kind of goes hand in hand. But yeah, wisdom definitely comes from your own, you know, what you're picking up and what you're learning from that. Like wisdom
Yeah.
comes from above, knowledge comes from the books, knowledge comes from, I guess, man, wisdom comes from up
Knowledge is
above.
like your linear thinking, the
Yeah,
linear part of you, your 3D
yeah,
of you, the part that you're brainwashed.
yeah,
Um, and then the wisdom, it's something that just it's with you all the time. Like,
yeah.
your wisdom is like when just as simple as knowing that you know not to take that route to the store. Like, no, don't go that way. That's
Hmm.
your wisdom saying, no, don't,
Hmm.
just
Exactly.
don't make that right turn. Go down one more street.
Hmm.
And then you find out, later on that evening, there was a horrendous car wreck, or there was a shooting, or, something happened, or a plane crashed on that street. Because that's happening now. It's so sad. But, your wisdom is what helps guide you, I believe. And
Sure,
then,
sure.
I really started to think about it. And I'm really going into meditation. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, that's our government. That's our leaders. They have no wisdom. They just have
No.
knowledge.
Or maybe their wisdom is coming from certain entities, and that's the wisdom that they're following.
No, I don't even think that the entities have wisdom. I think they just have
No.
knowledge. They know of things of the past. They know
Yeah,
things
no.
that have happened. But
Yeah,
I don't think source gives them wisdom. I don't think they're
no.
allowed to
But
because they're
it's
so
their
polluted.
wisdom. It's their
Yeah.
wisdom because they sit up so high in their little whatever it is. Baphomet and Baal have their own wisdom that's for what they're what they have for their
For their
followers.
for their black
God
magic,
has his wisdom, okay?
for their black magic.
Yeah, like so they all have their own wisdom, and if you're going to tune into their wisdom, you're going to pick up their wisdom, and then you're probably not going to do the best of things. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
our
Yeah, they
governments are
don't.
still following someone.
Yeah, they don't make very good decisions at all.
Hmm.
Uh, the world is in chaos right now. I definitely have to say that with what's going on,
Hmm.
I just have to, I always just say thank you for those souls who take that bullet like they do.
Hmm. The world is in
Um,
chaos. It sure is.
huh?
The world is in chaos.
That is what the government's job is. Their job
Hmm.
is to keep us in chaos, keep us in phantom, and keep us very out of our minds, not knowing what we're doing, keep us very low vibrating because that's how they steal our energy
Yeah,
by doing.
fear,
Hmm.
fear.
And that's what they believe brings them, yeah, to keep us in fear. Yeah, exactly. That is the whole thing. So
Yeah,
that they can have their payday. That is how they get paid. Energy equals money, money equals energy. So that's how I feel that they get their payday by
yeah.
keeping us, yeah, by doing what that's their job to keep us in fear. Exactly.
Yeah, in fear, 100%. Yeah, I feel it. I feel the fear, and I feel the fear mongering that they're doing, especially in America. Like I really feel it's really heavy.
Can you
Um,
feel it?
oh yeah, like this 2025, like with all these plane crashes happening, and it's like watching bombs falling from the sky. Like it's crazy, and then you start thinking like, shit. Next time I go on the plane, like, is that my time? This is why it's Hunger Games because it's like it's planes blowing up. It's like you don't know where you're gonna be, and they're gonna be. It's gonna go down in flames.
Do you
But
know
I
that?
feel it. It's very fear mongering type of stuff that they're doing and the games that they're playing. And yeah, I can feel it's intensifying.
Well, I think this is just so fun. Not funny, but this is just kind of eerie for me. I get is what I'm the words I want to say is I've had recurring dreams my whole life that airplanes fall out of the sky.
Yeah, here it is.
Especially in 1999 when we were going into the millennial year. I know,
Mhm.
seriously, I had a lot of dreams. I'll never forget that going into 1999 to the year 2000 of airplanes just dropping out of the sky. Even when had the dream of you and I astro traveling down the street
Mhm.
here, not too far from me. When you looked left and I looked right, three planes came down, or like
Oh,
spaceships or
there you
something came
go.
down. They weren't crashing down, they just came down real fast. And we go, oh shit, it's on. And then boom, I woke up.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of eerie to me to now, oh shoot, it's happening. So I've always known that they were going to use that as a weapon towards us.
Mhm.
Um, what I feel they're working up on is trying to make something very big to happen. They need something to very, very, very big to happen here in America so they can put us in
Yeah.
martial law. That is
Yeah.
what they're trying
It's
to put
building up.
together.
It's
It's
building
not going to
up.
work. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to
But
work.
it's building. It's building. They're building toward it. They
They're
haven't
building
got there
themselves
yet.
up.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got a bit more. You got a few more things gonna come at you like people
Yeah,
on
we'll
that
see what
side.
happens. Yeah, but they're running out of options. They're running out of ideas. So, I mean, they don't
Mhm.
have the button to push anymore. They can't push a button and blow us up. They can't. They just can't. No, they just can't do it no more. We're not going to allow it. We're not going to allow it. It won't happen.
Mhm.
Good luck.
They're gonna try.
They can try, but I just have so much faith in the human in humanism. I really do. The human
Mhm.
people are going to stand up and just say no more. But
Yeah. Well, you're not. Yeah, you're not allowed to just. Well, are they allowed to just bomb us? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that universal law if they're allowed to do that.
they cannot
That's how it
bomb
works.
us because when they hurt Earth, because Earth is a keystone planet. It's a
Mm.
key planet that holds, I believe, all the records of the universe or something in it, and that it's a very important planet. Mother Gaia is very important to the rest of the other galaxies. Something
Mhm.
happens to Earth, it's going to happen to every single galaxy, every
Mm.
single other planet. So they can, it's not going to happen. They
They
can't do, I'm
can't.
sure
No.
they could if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I heard a funny story from somebody that was in a comment of something that I was reading, and these people were, this guy was commenting saying that he astral traveled and saw them during their last ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the new moon or the one prior to that? They try to conjure themselves, because that's what they do. They conjure themselves something up every time they do these ceremonies, and they thought this time was going to work, and they were going to get um shooted out of Earth into another planet, into another world. I was like, oh, don't they just wish they could just leave this planet like that? Don't those
They're
assholes
all
know they're
trying
stuck?
to.
They're stuck here. They're trying to, but they're
I
stuck
know.
here
They're
with
trying.
us.
Like you, they can't even leave the firmament. Like we do realize that, don't we? Like all these spaceships and stuff that we keep shooting. Like we're still not penetrating the firmament, so they
Yeah,
can't go anywhere. They're stuck here.
but they try to polar shoot, or what was the word he said? I can't remember the word. What he was. He said they tried to, yeah, shoot themselves from conjuring up whatever they conjured up on that ceremony, to shoot themselves, because they thought that's what, that their demons were going to come down from the skies and shoot
Yeah,
them to another world, to another galaxy, where they'd be kings and queens.
yeah, no,
They would, they would. But you know
they're all
what?
stuck.
They're stuck here with us. They're stuck here on the
Mhm.
big old farm of Earth. I thought it was funny. I just read that on someone's comment. That comment, I love reading people's comments all the time. And it just kind of stuck with me.
Mm.
Oh, it was funny. Um, but how's everyone doing out there? Has anyone got any comments? Let me see. I should probably be on our comments, where comments come in. Oh, we do. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Nova. I wasn't on the comments.
No.
I'm actually back on my laptop tonight, you guys. Can you tell? Yay! I know what I'm kind of doing better. Um, yes, it is a happy Monday. I talked to Nova a little bit today through text message. Today was kind of a busy day for me, Nova, but I'm gonna try and give you a call tomorrow.
Hello,
After,
Nova.
yeah. How's it going, Nova? How you feeling? Let's check in. Where are we at? We're at the 4th week now. I think she's 4 weeks of detoxing now.
How's she feeling? Good.
I know. We'll see what she says. Yeah, she'll start coming in, and I was hiding your whole face with that comment.
That's okay. I would happily do it when you can't see my
I wonder
face.
why it's coming in so big. But I'm gonna hopefully this coming week, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get us like a real stream thing. Because right now what we're using is just free. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and purchase a stream. I think this coming week. I think that's what I'm going to do. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'll be able to put my website and everything on there. I think she's coming in right now.
I want people to talk.
Okay, it says, "Hey, I figured it's been busy, but I feel more stable and I'm ready to drop a little more for sure." What? No way. On the Suboxone or just everything else? But not the blood thinner. Don't do the blood thinner. That is great news, Nova. I am just like, that's fast. That is really fast. She's going on her 4th week and she's thinking about dropping down more.
Very good.
I know. I know. This is so awesome.
Feel so much better. You
Okay,
think
she
so
said
much
she's going to
better.
send me some notes. Okay. I'll go ahead and put that comment right here. I'll show it what's going to probably hide your. Oh, here we go.
Lovely.
I know. My medicine is so good.
It is.
I love hearing stuff like this from people.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it does. It works. It does. It really does work. I mean, I put so much, love into that stuff, and I hear
Even if
from
it just relaxes you, it works.
hmm,
Even if it just relaxes you, it works.
yeah.
Like just even if it just does that, you know, relaxing is so good for your body to be able to just whew, let it
I
all
know.
just settle down, not be all tense. We're so tense all the time. Our bodies
I
don't we don't
know.
realize it, but we're just so like, and then we're taking these short breaths and like walking around and
I know. I know. I feel, mine is my jaw. I can't get my jaw to
yeah,
relax for anything, and it just drives me. Everything else,
you
whoosh,
got to do this.
Okay, so she says, yeah, Suboxone, and I don't use any more anxiety meds, really. I feel pretty good or normal for what that is for me. I am always sick, so I don't think it will hurt. Um, okay. Yes, let's get it's okay. Are you taking any of the medicinal mushrooms? Is it the lion's mane and the reishi, I think is what I sent you? Are you still taking that? Do you still have some left? Before I send out your package, I need to find out exactly what you've got. What you need. I'm sorry, what you need left. And then another thing too, did I ever send you the holy basil or the black seed? I'm sorry, Nova. I've got so many clients that I mail stuff out. But it'll come to me, I promise you. All I got to do is read through our texts a little bit, and then I'll see everything that I sent you, and it all comes back to me like that. Yes. Your jaw finally unlocked? What was that about? I want to unlock my jaw. No, seriously, I'm so tense in the jaw all the time.
Yeah, you need a massage. That's why you get those headaches. You gotta like massage all up in here and around your jaw, and you gotta open your jaw up like that. You
I
gotta, you gotta,
know.
you gotta open it. That's all your scalenes, and they're all pulling. But you gotta play with your fascia all around here. You gotta like squeeze down on your head and move it around, and that's why you get those headaches. It makes sense, and that would, like, if your jaw's tense like that, you've, I don't know, you gotta open your jaw up.
Oh yeah, I get exercises. This I thought this was the funniest thing, but in 2019 I took PT for my jaw, physical therapy.
Did you?
Yeah, I paid for it. I went to a dentist. I had a bunch. I had like what did I have? I had like $10,000 worth of dental work done that year. And yeah, I went to physical therapy. It included physical. It was the best thing I ever did. I love physical therapy. It's like real therapy. And you finally get to learn about what's going on. And I do
Mm.
have some kind of like a lockjaw or something. And
Yeah, that it would be coming from your between your stomach, because that's all what's connected. Your
mhm.
stomach channels are all connected right there. So it wouldn't just be your jaw. There'd be a reason that it's locking.
Okay, let's see what
Yeah.
she is. Oh, she had TMJ from trauma. Oh, TMJ, that is painful, I heard. I didn't have that.
What
Because
is
I
that?
did ask that. I asked that to my dentist. TMJ is, what do they call? I forgot what it stands for. Tendonitis, isn't it? Mouth or something like that. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. What does TMJ stand for? Oh, this is a really long word. Temporomandibularium joint called TMJ acts like a sliding hinge. It connects the jawbone to the skull. There is one joint on each side of the jaw. What is the cause of TMJ? Trauma of the joints caused by clenching and grinding teeth. And another thing that causes that, Nova, is parasites. There is a particular parasite that will make you grind your teeth and lock your jaw
Mm.
together.
Mm.
That's what we were talking about last week. We didn't get all the way through with all of our okay, TMG is lockjaw. Well, it's
Okay.
also this big long word right here that I just tried to say, and I really chopped it up. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see that word right there? That's all highlighted right there. That's the word.
It's like way too. That's way. I gotta look way too close for that.
That literally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 letters. That's a word. Now I know why we call it TMJ. A way better word. Um,
True.
yeah. But yeah, you're right. Massaging, opening and shutting it,
Go like
and maybe
massage
it
on the
could
front of your face too.
always well, I do that. I massage my face, so I do a lymphatic massage. I'm gonna be no, I'll be talking to you tomorrow, as soon as I get done with my life, probably around my time, 2-ish, 4-ish your time. Um, because I want to see if you're ready to start doing some of this stuff, as far as working with the lymphatic system. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
massaging. It's just massaging.
The
That's the
face is
best.
like the place that no one does.
Hmm.
Is our
Yeah, yeah.
face.
Oh, well, once, she's only been working with me for 4 weeks now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's on a fast track. But I know that. I know when Source brings me these people, they're already on the fence. They're ready to go fly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I work with. The ones are like, they're just stuck. They can't fly. And all I do is push them. There they go. They start flying.
And then help them as they find
Yep.
their wings.
I always call them the jumpers, and I'll be the pusher. You jump, I'll push.
Because I'm
And
gonna
then,
if you help someone spiritually like open, like you do spiritual work on them, they you're supposed to always make sure you're there for them as they go through things. Like you can't help someone awaken and go spiritual and then they start going all too much and it's like, oh no, I can't help you, I'm too busy, and you just kind of stop talking to them, or you're not supposed to do that. That's universally incorrect to
no,
do.
that
As if you're going to do anything on a spiritual level with someone, you must, if they want you to help them at any other point, you have to be there to help
exactly.
them. If
Exactly.
yeah, if you know and you can, you're supposed to help them.
And you want to help them. I want to help them
Yes.
because they want to be helped. They're seeking for answers. They're looking for wisdom. They're
Yeah,
tired of.
I've had many people turn. I've had people take my money, and then when it got too much for them, they turned around and said, "Oh, this is my angels tell me that I just need to turn this off, and I can't talk to you anymore." It's like, what the fuck?
I've
And I
watched that
found out
happen with
later
you. Yeah, I've
that's
watched you
very
do that.
against the rules to do that. But yeah, I've had
Yes.
people do that to me. So yes,
No,
it's
I don't do that with my people. No, I
no,
I let
of
my
course
no,
not.
my clients, when I stop helping them is when they stop helping themselves.
Hmm. Yeah.
They stop helping themselves, and then I cannot help them no longer. I can't,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? I'm
Sure.
wasting my energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Once if someone's just going around on a hamster wheel and you're just going over and over the same thing, no, you don't have to keep helping them. But if they're continuing to progress and they want helps throughout the progress, yeah. But yeah, hamster wheels. I'm the same. I just
Yeah.
don't have time for it. I get
And
kind of snappy.
it's all I work with now. I'm very serious with what I do. My clients that are watching this, you know this. I'm very serious about what I do. I don't got time for people who are playing games and who don't know. Like,
No.
you don't know, then okay, you don't,
Mhm.
and you want to keep doing the same sabotage behavior over and over and over, especially, I used to take those ones in. I would take those ones in all the time. And I
Mhm.
would work with them and work with them 2, 3 years later, still the same, still
Yeah.
the same. Maybe a little tiny bit of progress in their diet, but that's about it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
I'm wasting my time. Yeah, exactly. It's no fun. But for people like Nova and Justin and other clients that I have out there, I love it. I love it when they call me or they come back to me and they've got progress and they need help with this. Oh my gosh. I just nothing makes me feel happier. Really. It really
Mm.
fills up my cup.
Mm.
Especially when it's my family. When my family comes to me for wisdom or for some help, I get so excited. Oh my gosh.
Baby cat.
Oh, he is
Hello.
beautiful.
He's so
Hi,
naughty.
Chocolate.
He's
Hi,
so
Chocolate.
fat. He's so fat.
Oh, he's happy. Oh,
He
I
wants to.
love him. That's Chocolate,
Yeah.
everybody.
Chocolate. Say hello.
Chocolate.
His blue eyes.
Oh my gosh.
He's
You're
so
so
cute.
lucky.
I know. That's my that's my god. Is my animals. They're my gods. when when I feed in Thailand, they make these altars like you have them in the house, and you have altars and you put water and food there, like every day or every couple of days, and the whole idea is you're feeding the gods, and it's supposed to bring you good luck. But like I feed my cats and my cats food and water. For me, that's like how I feel when I feed them, is I'm feeding the gods, and I have two of them. But it
I know
is,
you
it's
have a
my
male and
god.
a female now.
Yeah, I have a male and female. And the female's, I don't know where she is. She's big and fat and grumpy, but she's starting to like soften because like when they get old, they get grumpy, but because you get a kitten and they play. So she's starting to like come into her kitten phase again. It's
Oh,
really cute.
good.
They
Good,
run
good,
around the
good.
house and no, it's awesome. I love it. I spend every morning just hanging out with them. So
That's great
calming.
medicine. That's very good medicine. That's I hanging out with children and animals. There's nothing like it.
Mm.
Yeah, so Nova says people are greedy for sure. That's why I waited for the right person. Yeah, well, I feel this is how I feel with my clients. They ask God for help. They go to God and they surrender themselves. And next thing you know, the help they need is there. This is what I have seen time and time again. I've had people come into my facility. I'm not kidding you, you guys. Come into my facility and they're just like, how'd I get here? And they're crying. They start crying like really hard, like that real hard crying when they come in and they're like, what's going on with me? And that's when I know that they were sent here by the divine.
Mm.
And I've had people find me in all sorts of ways because I don't advertise. The only advertising I'm doing right now are pretty much I ever do is on Facebook and Instagram. That's it.
Mm.
That's all the advertising I do.
Mm.
So if you don't find me from word of mouth, no, I don't. You'll find me from the divine. The divine will send you my way.
But that's what happens when you pray and you talk. Like I always say, when people say to me like, "Oh, I want this," or "I want this to happen," like you have to actually say it and speak it into. Because if you're struggling and you need someone to help you with this, or sometimes you don't know how to find it, and when you really don't know how to find it, if you just say it like, oh, I really need this help, and you start speaking it, you'd be quite surprised how things will just start coming your way in that respect. And because you have like a team around you, and when you say it, they're gonna help you. You have to tell them, you have to tell your team and your little hologram around you what you want. And a lot of times it'll come into it'll fall into your lap, or you'll see something, and that's why people go, oh, it's a miracle. But it's like, yeah, because when you pray, that's why they tell you to pray, because it's like that's just speaking and manifesting something. So when you pray, you're praying for you, and they hear you and they take
You're
you.
putting it out there. You're putting in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When just the way that one of my
Generally
clients
how it
just
works.
yeah, when one of my clients Justin found me, and this is a really cute story. I thought he was, you know, he was desperate.
He's so cute.
What
He's
do
such a
I?
cute kitty.
Um, he had an old friend who is a very good client of mine and is a regular. He's a regular here at the facility. He comes to all my mushroom clubs, and he knew Source. He asked for help, and he knew because Source told him, call your friend. Call your friend who he hadn't talked to in quite some time. It had been, I guess, several years, a couple years since they had talked, and calls his friend, and his friend's like, "Yeah, I know the perfect person to help you. Her name's Claudine." and and it was just great. It's just so cool, you know. And there we go, word of mouth, because he got the download
Mhm,
to call his friend, to reach out to his
exactly.
friend who he knew who would probably know somebody who could help him. Which
Exactly. It's because
yeah,
the
it's
angels
so
are talking in
crazy.
your ear. The
Yeah,
angels are whispering and they give you these thoughts, and it's like telepathy. We just don't realize like how it happens, but when you do, oh, okay, that makes. But yeah, that's all it is. You know, that's why when you speak it, then they whisper in your ear, and then you'll have a big feeling, and it's like, and they're just all communicating from up there, where we can't do those kind of lines of communication so quickly and so easily. You know, we don't think about it, but they can. So you speak it, that angel makes you feel that way. They speak to such and such, and that person, you know, and they're all communicating, and then everything falls in your lap, and it's just magic and a miracle. But you
it
know, the
is.
spirit world can communicate with each other, and they can
Yeah,
communicate with us through feelings and thoughts and, you know, ideas. And but yeah, you have to ask. That's what
the
I learned
downloads.
about angels. You have
Yeah.
to ask them. That's why they tell you to pray, because if you want something, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with spirituality teaching you about manifesting, and energy people teaching you about manifesting. The Christian's version of it is pray to God. So, but it kind of just goes hand in hand, because both of them, you have to start speaking it and doing things to create that energy into motion, and then you manifest it, and then things will come about. So,
And this is how I found Nova. This is how Nova found me. I mean, okay, yes, it's end of the day. Excuse me, please. I've already put in about 9 hours, yeah, 10 hours of work in. Um, by the time I do this live. Okay. And then Nova says, and I hadn't spoken with Justin. She found me through Justin. So here we go. Another link. Okay.
mm-hmm.
She hadn't spoken to Justin for about 8 years, and something just kept pushing me to call him. So it's funny how you say that. That is funny, Nova. That's right. This is another one that was another really ironic thing. And come to find out, I believe her and Justin, they like grew up together. They're like their families they know each other. The families
Mm-hmm.
know, like they all know each other. They and
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that Justin also knew her parents. But she's lost both her parents by now. I mean, within the last 8 years. So they're like family. And yeah, she hadn't spoken to Justin in like 8 years. They dated. You and Justin dated. Weren't you guys boyfriend and girlfriend or something? I think I have that story right. And another good thing about this with them and is it gives them a support group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got Justin's friend supporting him. You've got now you've got her Nova and him supporting each other. And then I have another person, another client that Justin helps support, and then Richie helps support Brandon. So now I've got this support um, group working with each other. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel that
Good.
you guys when they're going through something like this, they need the support. They need the
For
support from their
sure.
family, from their friend, and then a support group to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I feel
Good.
support. Yeah, I love support groups. I used to do well as and you know, I used to do support groups a lot in the beginning, remember?
Yeah. Support's
Yeah.
always good, especially when you get support from people who have been through similar things or are going
Mm-hmm.
through similar things. Like, there's nothing better than when you, because, you know, you can go to a doctor, you can go to a therapist, but if they've never been through it, they can only give you, like, once again, their knowledge, not their wisdom from what they
Yeah,
learned, but their knowledge from the textbooks. And sometimes that
exactly.
knowledge does not work for you. Like, I remember when I first had my first kid, I had really bad postnatal depression, and I went to a therapist, and she was real young, and she's real sweet, and she's like, my relationship was struggling. She's like trying to give me all, oh, well, maybe if you just do a candlelit dinner and da 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 da. And, it was all sweet and nice, but it's like, yeah, but you've never had a newborn, have you? Like, my newborn cries literally 24/7. Like, a candlelit dinner sounds nice in theory, but she never had a kid, so she was always thinking, like, as a couple, these are things you need to do, and it helps when you do romantic. But it's like, yeah, well, there's a newborn, but that comes from wisdom, doesn't it? If it had been like a woman who had 3 children, she probably would have given me different advice for someone who's got a baby and is struggling. So
She would have gave you some
that's
good
wisdom.
wisdom.
Yeah,
What a great
whereas,
example. That is a perfect
yeah,
example of wisdom and knowledge.
and
When
knowledge.
that's what I had said earlier. When you go through something, when you do, you understand it. See,
Yeah.
and what I like about them having this support group with each other is because they're going through it. They're withdrawing off of these pharmaceuticals. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're right. They're the ones who had the addiction together. I didn't. I have never been in their shoes except for when I weaned myself off of the 2 pharmaceuticals that I was on. But I didn't have any of this stuff. I had cannabis. That was about it. I didn't have the wisdom that I have now back then. All I had was
Mhm.
desperate. I was desperate,
Mhm.
and I had some knowledge of, yes, cannabis can help, and some knowledge that, yes, I need to get off of this stuff. But
Mhm.
with them being able to help each other and support each other because they know how they're walking in each other's, how they're walking in their own shoes. And yeah, it's just a really great system. And I'm just glad that
Mhm.
I'm able to create this for people. I always say if I save one person, I've that's all that I was here for. That's all that
Mhm.
needs, that's all that I'm here for to do. But I mean, not save someone, but help someone save
Help
themselves. I'm
someone
sorry.
for
Let me take
sure.
that back. I can't save anyone, and no one's here to save anyone. You can only save yourself.
You can only save yourself.
You can. I should write a song about that. You can only save yourself. Nobody can do it for you. No one came here to
Nope.
save you, and that's just the way it is. It's the way
Nope.
that I know it.
Know thyself and save thyself.
I like it.
It's true.
It's so true.
It
It's
is.
I especially I just got back into working out, about 3 weeks ago after having to take such a break. And oh my gosh, woo, it, I'm fine now. I'm into it now. I'm motivated now. But at first,
It's
it wasn't
hard.
easy.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, can someone just come do these sit-ups? Can someone just come do these push-ups? I don't want to but no, isn't
It's
nothing.
true,
How am I going
but
to get the motivation if I don't do it? So I just started doing it. I'm 3 weeks into working out now, and I'm very motivated now. If I
feel
miss, I
good.
get, yeah, if I miss now, I get, oh, I don't want to miss. You
I
see,
try
she
I
came.
try just to even do 15 minutes a day. Like, I find if I just, as long as I try and achieve 15 minutes of jumping around, but like a set routine, I feel so much better about myself, because they call it HIIT, high intensity training. And apparently, it's the best form of training if you want to
Oh, I
lose
used to do
weight.
HIIT. Yeah, I used to do HIIT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that
No,
kind of training.
that's what I do. I do, like, and I just do 15 minutes, at least 15 minutes. It usually goes for longer. What I really do is I do 3 sets. So I have 4 different exercises that I do, and I do 3 sets of them, and it takes me to about 15, 20 minutes. But as long as I do that, I feel really, and I do it first thing in the morning, like after my
Same.
breakfast, and I sit around a bit with the cats, and then I go and I do it, and I just feel, yeah. But it's not a lot. 15 minutes is not that much. But if you make that, if you keep that time and you do it as much as you can, every day, at least you're doing something. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself doing it. Like, it doesn't have
For
to be a
sure.
big, huge 1 hour workout. That can maybe,
No, no.
but
Yeah, well, I feel like if you're just coming into working out like I was, because I had to take, that 4-month break, And I started with 20 minutes. The
Mm-hmm.
first week was 20 minutes of working out, and now I'm up to 40 minutes every morning working out. And that, to me, that is good enough. That is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Plus my 20 minutes of grounding. So
Mm-hmm.
there we go. We've got an hour and 10 minutes that, or an hour and 5 minutes that I'm already, put some self-care into myself.
Mm-hmm.
My self-care in the morning is just ridiculous. It's crazy. I have this regimen and I just won't stop. But that's why I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to get all this stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I have
It
to.
works.
I have to do this. I have to do this stuff so that I feel so good in the morning and I feel so good throughout the day because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Other
I
words,
agree.
because back in the day, I was just to make myself get through the day and to feel good. Smoke weed, have a coffee. Smoke weed, have a coffee. Drink water, smoke weed, have a coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
No,
just wasn't working for
that's
me.
no
Yeah,
good.
no, it isn't. It isn't. And
Yeah.
um, she says we have very similar stuff that we deal with. Let me go to the site. Stuff that we deal with. I would have been able to do this without the support he has given me. Well, I think you could do it, Nova. I think you could do it without, if Justin didn't have the support, but it wouldn't be the same. It would not be the same because I'm sure you guys have those long conversations that just really help you be able to tune in. And yeah, and Justin does have great perspectives. I love the way that he is able to articulate what he's feeling and what he's going through. And that poor guy, you talk about some nerve damage. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's had nerve damage like this guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
I
it's
have
coming
pretty
back.
bad
Yeah,
nerve
he's,
damage.
huh?
I
I
have
know
pretty
you.
bad nerve
I know you
damage.
have pretty. I know you have. I know that you can empathize with him on that one.
Yeah. Mine,
But yeah,
mine was yeah.
this is a pretty serious case that I'm working with when it comes to him.
What's the nerve damage from? An accident or from trauma? Or from
Yeah,
like
just lots of trauma. Yeah, trauma. And then he was on Suboxone and pain meds, and he just really just destroyed his uh his nervous system. But it's coming back. It really is. He bounced back so quickly. He's still not 1,000%. He has a little bit more work to do, but I do believe it. What is he? I think we're going on his eighth or ninth month of of using my medicine, of him being off of Suboxone. So his
mhm.
body's not used to being this clean, you know what I mean? For this long. So it's just going through shifts and shifts and shifts. Um, like I always say, you guys, Nova, I have to say that this is a 5-year plan. This is a 5-year plan. That's how long it takes your body to heal fully from all these pharmaceuticals. And it may take you a little bit longer, but slow and easy wins the race. And
What did they
who
say?
knows?
However long you were taking it, you got to double it to heal. You
There
double
you
that
go.
time in
There
healing.
you go. But I
So
do believe they can. I think that they're on a fast track. I really do. I
yeah.
think that Spirit has them on a fast track, and they live in beautiful areas. That's a good thing about them. They're like you. They have access to beautiful places to in the water and wash and to go ground themselves.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. Go in the water. If you have any fresh water, go in the fresh water. Go in the waterfalls. That's so good.
I don't know that
Not
access
really.
to waterfalls, but I do
No.
know Nova lives in New York and she's in a really nice country area. It's hip.
Oh
She's
yeah.
in a yeah. She's like in an area in a town where it's all hippie people. So
Oh nice.
yeah, she's in a really good area. It sounds when she talks about it, it sounds like to me it's like a mixture of Flagstaff and Sedona together. Yeah, she's saying it's changed her thought pattern. And Did you just sage?
Can you tell? Can you
I
see the
saw you put.
smoke? Hey.
No, I just thought. I was just wondering. I just felt it.
You're so intuitive. I have a Palo stick.
Oh, the Palo Santo. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh my God, you're so psychic.
I just.
That was
I said,
really
what is she
good.
doing down there? I can hear the lighter, so I just figured you were lighting sage or Palo Santo or an incense or something.
Yeah. Well, sage. I have the sage here. I saw this.
Oh,
I saw this lady on like an Instagram video or something. She was talking about sage, and she was like, "Oh, she was getting intense." She was saying sage is evil. She said
is
sage
what?
is evil. Sage is
Oh,
letting like the demons know, like here I am, so they come in.
okay.
That's what
I've
she
heard
said.
that. I've heard that so many times
I
before
have
from
too.
Black
She
witches.
said she said that it says that in the Bible too. But and she said these verses. I didn't think it was applicable, but yeah, she was going off about it. I was like, I
Well,
don't
I'll
know.
tell you what sage has done for me, okay? I sage
Yeah,
the store every morning. I sage the store, I Palo Santo it, or I use an incense or something twice a day in the morning and then at about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just before I close. People have come into my store and they're like, oh no, that smell, and they'll walk right out.
yeah. That's their
And I'm like,
demons don't like the smell.
it's sacred. It's a sacred
Yeah.
smell. So you're right. Yeah, demons do not like the smell of sacred
No,
smell.
they don't. I
They
will
don't.
say this. Um, Sage. Okay, because I learned how to make my own sage.
Hmm.
Um, like you can buy the sage at the shops, and
Yeah,
then the way you
I've
dry it
made
out,
sage. Yeah.
and then you hang it. And
Ooh.
I did that. I Yeah. If you want to attract things into your house, hang sage from the middle of your room
In a
to
mirror?
dry. It
In a
brings
mirror?
every.
Was it in front of a mirror?
Yes, it was in front of a mirror. Not
Oh
on
my
purpose. Not
God.
on purpose. It was
You
on
just put a
accident.
spell. Yes, you just opened up a portal.
I fucking opened up a big portal. it
Yes.
was,
Yes.
I'll tell you this. My daughter did not like it. She was so, like, she was a child at the time, like 13, and she would just cut that thing down. And I was like so addicted. Like, it just had me, like, I just would look at and watch, and I was so addicted to having it there. But then after months and months and weird stuff was happening, and our house was way too active. Like, it was me and her and just so much weird stuff, like spiritual weird stuff. And she just kept, Mom, cut that thing down. So finally I like took it off. I had it tied, like I had a doggy leash wrapped around the light, and then the lead bit was coming down, and I clipped the bag to the lead, like to the metal bit. And when I took it down, I just took off the bag and I wrapped it back up around and tucked the lead into the light like proper. And it was a metal piece, so I properly like pushed it right into the light because I didn't quite want to cut down this thing that I had created to hang it from. So I pushed it in, and it was like all tucked away, no way it could come out. And that night, me and her are lying on my bed, and we're reading a book and talking, and all of a sudden we just hear this big screech, like, and then we both look at each other like, what was that? Like, that was real creepy. And I've heard it again, and I've just like looked up, and as soon as I looked up, I've just seen the dog leg go whoop, boom, and it went straight back down. My daughter got so scared. She's like, no, cut it down.
Oh, yeah, that is like the worst thing you could. That's
I know.
anyone out
Why?
there, you want to open a portal, you want to do something, get a
Holy
mirror.
crap.
Yeah,
That's
do
when
a
all the
mirror,
weird stuff was
do some
happening. Like,
sage. Yeah, especially when it's upside down, hanging. That is
yeah,
one
that's
way
how
to.
it was, because you have to hang
Mhm.
it like that, and from the bag in the paper bag, so you hang it and it's hanging down like that. But I have this mirror like in my, just, it's a mirror that's in the room. I didn't think of it. It's just, it's on the wall, and yeah, so it was all like you could see it through the mirror and everything, and Yeah. I don't use the mirror now, and I don't have anything hanging from my light.
No,
Hanging from my
no,
lights.
no.
It does. It
There's like,
creates. It attracts.
I being doing working with herbs and drying herbs. I have a proper rack. It's a
Hmm.
dry rack. It
Okay.
looks like it's a small like clothing rack, like how they would hang up clothes, but it's real small and it's outside. And I properly will dry flowers that way. And the custom is to dry them upside down. And because of that, I learned from a black witch. Um, you know who she is. She was the ancient astrologist that used to work with me. I don't want to say her name.
Okay.
You know who I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of.
Started with a P.
Sort of. You have to remind me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. She was Albanian. Does that help?
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
So she told me about it. She's the one who told me. She goes, "You don't hang those in your bathroom or anything like that." And I go, "No." I go, "I don't even like that." I go, "I don't think it's a good idea because a lot of people like to hang like eucalyptus
Yeah.
and mint and stuff in their bathroom, for to get nice, for congestion and opening themselves up. Well, there's a
Yeah.
mirror in there. I've always known you got to be careful with mirrors,
Yeah.
especially when mirrors are facing each other. There's a reason why in the videos, in the music videos, you'll see a lot of how they have a lot of mirrors. They do.
Yeah.
They
They
I've
do.
they
They
dance
do.
on them, especially Michael
Yeah.
Jackson. He did all
Yeah.
kinds of things with mirrors.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to face mirrors together, and you sure in the heck don't want to
No.
put any kind of an herb or anything by it either. But
No.
yeah, my Albanian witch friend, she told me, she
Yeah.
goes, "You want to open a portal?" She was all telling me about it. I'm like,
It's
nope.
true. I
It is
can
true.
tell
It's old
you
It's an old
firsthand.
folklore. It's an
It really
old,
does.
old folklore that I read,
Yeah.
and I
It
believed
really
it.
does work.
Hmm
Yeah.
I
That's
read
why
that
people.
folklore
Well,
as
that's
a
why they
child,
do all
and I believe
rituals and
that.
stuff,
Hmm hmm
because magic does work. Yeah,
Oh,
you
it's
can
real.
do. It is real. Like
Magic's very real.
if you drew a big huge star on your wall and circled it, and you had that there, that's going to attract, like, guarantee. If you sleep with that in your room, you're going to start having crazy dreams. You're going to start feeling things move in your room, hear things move, because all that stuff, it attracts. There's something about it with these symbolisms and magic spell and stuff. It like draws them. That's why they say witchcraft. The Christians will say witchcraft is demonic and stuff, because when you start to play with that stuff, it really does. It attracts so many little energies and demons and entities, and they see it. It's like they just see it. It's like a light goes on.
You invite them in. You invite them in. That's just how
You
you
are.
kind of say, "Hey, yeah, come on in. Come visit me."
Yeah, exactly. And they can, because they're all
You
spiritual
invited them
symbolisms.
in. It's
Hmm.
just like when I remember being my whole life. I always said, if you watch scary movies, you're allowing evil in. You put that on your TV, you're allowing that energy in. You're
Hmm.
telling them it's okay. Come on in. Still my loosh.
It's true.
Yeah.
It really is true. But yeah, I protect myself now. I just like dead in my house as much as possible. So I won't put like heaps of crystals everywhere. Like, I'll just have one area for them. I don't have any tarot cards. Like, I just don't have any of that stuff around. Because every time I do, it's like I'm just going, hey, come in here, guys. And it all gets activated. So even like crucifixes and stuff, I don't put that stuff up around my house. Like, I'm very careful with. I have plants, I have that kind of stuff, animals, but any, like, stars or even statues, like wooden statues, are going to attract. Wood can absorb spirit. So if you have a wooden statue, it can be a lot stronger in energy than the stone statue, because stone can't absorb any spirit. It's just the stone. But if you have a wooden statue of any kind, like, you got to understand that that can absorb spirit, and spirit can absorb into wood, so then the spirit can work. So if you have it in your house, it can, if it's activated, it can come to life. And so, all things to be aware of. But Yeah.
Yeah,
I learned the hard way with that one.
crucifixions, when when I go into people's houses and they've got a lot of crucifixions and they're, like a lot of religious people kind of sort of do. Um, I was staying when I was staying at Judy's house. She's got a lot of them all over the place. She's got at least four in her house, and I asked her where each one of them came from because it does matter to me where they came from.
Yeah, it
And
does.
yes, and her mother made most of them. Yeah, and then someone made one for her brother. So I'm like, okay, that's why I didn't feel yuck. I didn't feel yuck. I could, when I do come across something, when someone's wearing a crucifixion or they have it on the wall, you can just feel like, ew, that's yuck. That's not, you know what I
Sometimes,
mean?
yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
I
And then
remember,
it
what's that? Keep going.
and then they come to find out it's an artifact they got from somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. They hold spirits. And I know this because in Thailand, like the Buddhist people, they have altars. They have, in the house, when you're growing up, like you have altars in the house where you feed the gods. You have, especially the Hindu gods, that people seem to feed them a lot in Thailand. Like they're very worshipped there.
Mm.
They feed them water and drinks. They wear a lot of emblems and stuff that are to those gods, and especially the rich people, they'll have a lot of these kinds of things that they carry around and they have in their house, and they say it's to the god that makes them rich and stuff. And yeah, it's very real because it's an energy there. So yeah, if you
Yeah.
have like any religious artifacts and stuff, yeah, you definitely need to, just because it's a crucifix doesn't necessarily mean it's safe. You might want to like know where it's coming from, whose energy it's being passed down from, and where it came from. So
Oh,
I
I just don't like them.
believe
I
in
don't
them.
like them because
I don't either.
I know the meaning of it. Yeah.
I went to one person's house once, and they kept saying that they wake up like being strangled in their sleep. People who people that stayed at the house said that when they took showers, they could feel like a claw down their back, like they felt there was something demonic in the house. And when I went there, I felt there was something, like I kept getting a lot of random bruises, and I wasn't hurting like I wasn't banging into anything. I had one bruise on my foot, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger while I stayed there, and I didn't feel good. And so the lady that owned the house, she's like, "Oh, can you just walk around the house and see if like any part of the house, like you feel anything?" Or and I walked around the whole house. There were so many like spots where it did feel like not good, but the spot that felt the worst and I felt the most fear was this one spot. They had this shrine, and it had all like the Mother Mary, and because it was very Catholic, and all these like very Catholic artifacts and pictures, and it was like a proper and that's where I felt like, oh, get rid of this. This is a portal to like no good. Like just like protect yourself. Or maybe put holy water or olive oil on the top of your doors or something, like clean out your house, but you need to get rid of this whole little shrine going on here with all the crucifixes. Like it was just it just didn't feel good. I did not like it. It was really heavy. It felt scary. I just felt like, oh, yeah, like so. They got rid of it, but it was all crucifixes, Mother Mary. I'm not saying that the crucifixes and the Mother Mary, that they are demonic. It is just, you got to think about who created them, where they're coming from, and what the intention of those things and what they are really intended for. Like it's not about Jesus is demonic or Mother Mary is demonic. Like I'm not putting that reference together. I'm saying those artifacts and where they're coming from. That's where people need to be much more
What were
aware
they
of.
used for? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
bringing
Yeah.
them into their
That's like
house.
I said when I was hanging out at Judy's from like, wait, why do you have so many crucifixes fixes hanging up everywhere? And then when she said her mother made them, because her brother died early,
Mhm.
and then if they were all for made by her, I was like, oh, okay, all right,
Mhm.
all right. I go, at least they're not over the bed, but And
No.
she's so open-minded. She's like, "Why? What's going on?" And I explained to her what I felt about them. She goes, "What do you feel from these ones?" I go, "I don't feel that they're evil at all." I said they were used for love and for your understanding of your religion, which they were very, very Catholic. She went to Catholic schools, so it was coming from their Catholic religion, which I don't. The basic Catholic doesn't know. The basic Catholic doesn't know that they were set up to have these demonic things put in their home. They have
No,
no
they don't.
clue.
That's what I mean. The intention of what these things were, who made them, and the whole idea of like that religion. Like, what was the intent with that religion? And because that's everything is about in spirituality, it's all about intent. But if you don't know where that the intent is coming from, then you have to create your own intent. And sometimes the intent of where that thing came from is like a little bit more probably powerful to some degree. Like, you know, if you're using the cross and your intent is to protect yourself, then I'm sure it will work accordingly for what it's for. Just be aware of, you know, the the backstory to it, and what it can attract and what it is meant for, and you
Hmm.
know that's
Yeah,
all. That's all
she
really.
found it interesting. She still has them hanging up on the walls. They haven't moved. So, um, okay, so I have something kind of interesting here that I keep playing with my hair. Okay,
Same.
I know. I just need to put it in updo. Let me see. Can I put it in
I
the
like my
updo?
face looks really
That would
fat.
just
I'm
stop
gonna
me
have it
from
up.
playing with my dang hair. Yeah, once I put it up, I'm good to go. Okay, you guys, so I do have something. I had something strapped on my. So the weather's super weird here, you guys. We got up to 83 degrees yesterday. We're supposed to be in winter. We're supposed to be in full blown winter, and we're in summer heat.
Really?
Yeah, let me see, 83 degrees in Celsius. What would that be? I think that would be what,
That is definitely
40,
pole ship
40
weather.
Celsius? What is 83 degrees in Celsius? It's 40. What is 83 Fahrenheit in Celsius?
83 degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to 28.333 degrees Celsius.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but it's cold in the morning. It's about 50 degrees in the morning, which would be, what is 50 degrees in Celsius?
10 degrees Celsius. According
Oh
to
yeah.
QMath, answer 50 degrees Fahrenheit
So
is
I'm
equal to 10
wearing
degrees Celsius.
I don't ever know what to wear. I don't, I don't want to sweat my butt off all day long. I'm not wearing sweaters. So thank God for Levi's shirts, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that would be enough.
I had
Little
a,
jacket.
yeah, just my Levi. I love this thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wearing my summer tops, my spring tops with those because I just don't know when it's gonna get cold. But it's hot. It is so hot during the day. I, you know,
It's
this
like
just goes
Queensland
to
weather.
show how bad they messed with our ecosystem out here. They really, really, really messed up our ecosystem with the chemtrails or
Mhm.
seeding,
And it's a
whatever you
pole
want to call it.
shift. We're gonna get very strange weather with the pole shift. Like it
Yeah, but
will be
strange weather
very
for us wouldn't be the heat.
cold.
It would be cold. That'd be cold. But so I had a download regarding an etherical ball and chain.
What's that?
And it's what we've been under. We've been under and hijacked and kidnapped to be locked to an authorical ball and chain.
Mm-hmm.
And if we broke out of this genetic program, we'd get zapped with diseases, short life expectancy. If you were born awake and you knew about this etherical ball and chain, which that has been happening a lot lately, does been happening a lot more in the last couple of, 10 years or so. You know, you got wiped out, you got killed. You weren't on this planet very long.
Mhm.
But it's how the darkness enslaved us through, and what they put it on us is an etheric ball and chain, and that's what we're trying. I
Do you
had
think
the
we're
vision of us,
purgatory?
huh?
Do you think we're purgatory?
To a certain extent.
Do you think that a bunch of souls got trapped on this planet?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think
way of
so
it.
too.
It's the
I
way
feel
of it.
like
It's
I
the
feel
way of
like a
it.
certain amount of souls were given into this experiment, and something along the line, somewhere along the lines, something's come along and hijacked this planet, and we got taken. We got taken. Some like the light, they couldn't find us as much anymore. Like we were invisible, and I feel like the amount there. I feel like there's a soul count for this planet, and like somewhere has lost a bunch of souls that belonged to this experiment, and it got stuck on this planet. And I feel like this planet got trapped in some kind of like purgatory state, because we are much closer. Well, we are closer to hell, because hell technically is in the middle of the earth. Like if we go by what has been pre taught and stuff, hell would be the middle of the earth, because that's where the angels, the fallen angels, got tied up, and everyone got tied up, was in the middle of the earth. So technically, and if we're on the planet and in the middle of the earth for us is hell, we're technically closer to hell than we are to heaven, because heaven is up there,
We're
you
a
know.
third density planet.
Mm.
We're a third density planet. My understanding of this whole thing is we're 9 densities up, 9 densities down.
Okay. Yeah. But that,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Okay.
yes,
Right in the middle.
what I believe is that
I feel
the
like we're
the
purgatory.
demons hijacked this. Yeah, they hijacked this. They put a simulation. They hijacked the Milky Way. They hijacked the moon, the sun, everything
Yeah.
to create a portal or a gateway through Earth to the second and first density. That's what I think. And then they hijacked us and they put us in a etheric ball and chain, um,
Mm.
to do the work,
Mm.
because
And they
we
source
all,
off of the energy that, like, if you think about it, like these souls that got hijacked were very big souls. Like they were, you know, hundreds of years ago, they would have been such and such, and they just trickled down, and there were just all these powerful. Like think about it, people that were, you know, were say who like all the old people, like the Joan of Arc souls and all those types of souls, like those souls are still being regurgitated into. So there's some really big lifetimes that are sitting in just people, like it could be you, could be it, and there's just all these huge souls sitting inside these human bodies, and then they're sourcing off of us as a human being, but they're sourcing off of some very big powerful souls that don't know who they are, because they're stuck in this body, and our memory's been cut, but
and
they're
these
still
persons,
sourcing.
yeah.
Yeah, they're still sourcing some very powerful
Oh, yes, I
and
definitely
energy,
do
because we're all
believe
stuck.
that's where
Yeah.
reincarnation comes in, because
Yeah.
if the moon is hijacked, because they hijacked the moon, what, 17,000 years ago? They took the moon. This is like they
Mm-hmm.
did shit before the humans were even here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There was other types of humans here before
Mm-hmm.
our human got here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not the first humans on this planet. Not at all.
No.
Not, no.
No.
Um,
Definitely not.
no. Yeah, I know. I just, and we got trapped. They were able to still, the moon was a a simulator for them. What do they call it? A space station? Is that what
The space
they
station.
isn't
I
that
think
what
so.
most of the rumors are, that it's a space station or whatever? But what I was shown when I was shown this about 2 years ago, that it was a simulator. It was a huge simulator, and it literally was stealing source light.
Mm-hmm.
People were not going to heaven when they died. Their soul was going through the simulator
Mm-hmm.
back to this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Well,
they
that's
can
what they
keep
say. Don't
mooshing.
go
Yeah, they
toward the
can keep.
light.
Yep.
Stay away from
Yep.
the light.
Either way, you're coming back to this planet because they knew how to steal the energy, and you went back into their simulator, and then they shoot you out. And the whole name of the game is if they can get you to sell your soul. And if not, they're going to suck you up, and then they're going to change your genetics. They're going to add things to you. So when you come back born again, hopefully you'll be darker and not
Mm-hmm.
more of light. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I
Mm-hmm.
do believe there's souls here that who came here at this particular time to help free those souls that are
Mm-hmm.
stuck in
Mm-hmm.
this simulator. And a lot of them, I do believe, are the children that
Mm-hmm.
need to be freed from this. Hopefully, that happens sooner than later. But, that's our government for us. That
Mm-hmm.
is what our government is doing. They are pedophiles,
Mm-hmm.
and they eat children, and they do really
Yep.
crazy rituals.
Yep.
They're different than us. We
But
don't
all
do
they're
that.
doing, is feeding their god, their source. That's all they're doing. Like the humans
Exactly.
that do that, we
There's,
get all,
yeah,
yeah, that's what they're doing. Like they
yeah,
have to follow what feeds, what gives them whatever they've got, and they've got to pay back and give back. That's like us with our gifts. If because we source them from the light, if we go and like mess around and start doing shit things with our, we're going to lose those gifts because we're not doing right by the light, because that's where we source our gifts from. They're sourcing their energy and what they're doing in life. So when they sacrifice and eat the babies and drink the blood, like they're just paying homage to their god and their
right.
source. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. But yeah, so that's what we're breaking away from right now, is what I feel is what's going on, everything that's going on this planet right now, all this craziness, but we are breaking free from that ball and chain, of that etheric ball and chain that they had on us. We're breaking away from it. I wouldn't be surprised if we've already haven't breaking away from it, just because they are the same as us now. They don't have any more alien demons coming to save them. They're gone. They're off of this planet. They're gone because nobody paid attention to the rules. No one paid attention to the covenants, to the real
Mm-hmm.
parents of this planet, and the way that things really were supposed to work. They just kept thinking that their programs were going to keep going and keep going and keep going. So they got lost in their own demise, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. And now they're kind of suffering at this point. Honestly, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the fall of all of this evilness. So it's
Yeah, well, when we
yeah.
see the evilness, we see it for what it is a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the past, they were doing a good job with enticing the majority of the masses. Like even people like me, like I thought it was all great and wonderful because they do a good job, because they do it with all this like, oh, it makes you feel so good, and oh, and it like they entice you with the energy of it, and the bells and the whistles and the shiny things, and so for the normal human being, the 3D that they create, that we are, and that they've managed to get us to become, we go, oh, that looks so good, that makes me feel, but then when you think about it, it's like, it doesn't actually make me feel good. I don't feel any better, because like my core, it does not feel good
No,
when
it doesn't. It's gross. And then and I am a firm believer, and I know I sound like a broken record, you guys, but their pharmaceutical companies, their medicine is black magic. Period. That is black magic at its finest, is our pharmaceuticals and our medical industry. That's it is. That's what it is.
it is.
And
It's not
mhm,
there to heal you. It's
mm-mm,
there to put a band-aid and
mhm,
mask the
mhm,
illness, but it doesn't
mhm.
heal you. Like
And
Chinese medicine, that heals you, but not
and
not like
Ayurvedic. and Ayurvedic medicine. And every time I feel like every time they create a disease for us, every time they put a disease on us, it's like a payday for them.
Mm-hmm.
They get something in it from return.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For doing that. Yeah. And that's why, God, look, I mean, they must get paid pretty damn a lot because look at how many diseases we have now. I
Oh, for sure.
guarantee you, I know for a fact this many diseases was not around when I was in my early 20s because I was a caseworker. I was a social worker for the Medicare program. Medicare is and Medicaid and Medi-Cal program is our medical program for the government. It's the government program. I work for the federal government and the state government. And I used to determine eligibility on that for people. For disabled, I specialize in long-term care and disabled, blind, and aged people. And I'm telling you, there were not this many diseases, not this much. And you didn't hear about cancer like you do now. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how many cancers we have now, how many different types we have now.
Oh, so many.
Yeah, we can't keep going on this path anymore. It has to stop. It's just, it is going to stop because we're going to make it stop. I know we are.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so I just thought that was a really interesting um, meditation I had on
Mm-hmm.
the etherical ball and chain that we've been under. And I think we've broken away from it is what I was seeing on it.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what we broke away from them. And that's what we're doing now. That's what we're seeing with everything that's coming in, with all the stuff that's happening right now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I get a bit discouraged every so often. I feel like we take one step forward and two steps back. One step forward, two steps back.
That's recovery for you right there. That's being in recovery. That's the song
uh,
and dance of recovery. 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. 2 steps forward.
it's very tiresome.
It is. It's a lot of work. Let me see. What else did I have? Anything that you want to add? Anything that you had that you thought about?
No, I've just been like, I don't know, I've just been flicking through social media a bit this week, and
Oh, I
I
can't do
like to.
social media.
I do. I do because I don't really like. I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. So every so often, like, I'll just like have a night where I'm like, okay, let's see from different perspectives. So I'll just flick through videos and see like what people are talking about, different, just random things, what the world is like promoting these days. There's a lot of transgender stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Like my eyes got opened very much, but I don't want to talk
Truth.
about the transgenders.
I got a good one. I got something that this is a real fact. I got some piece of information, okay? And this stuff comes from a very reliable source, okay? And this is just insane with everything going on. Okay. And the government has a lot going, there's a lot for the government to focus on as far as I'm concerned. They have a lot they need to focus on and help fix in our country, okay? But
Mhm.
no, they last week they had instructions and orders. It was actually a another law that was signed in by no, it wasn't a law. It's oh, what do you call that? Trump is executive order from Trump
Mhm.
that all government emails must take out all pronouns.
Good. But I'm glad they're doing this. I don't like it. I'm super old school. I don't like this whole he, they. It's, I don't like it. There's him, her, she,
I know,
he,
but they want them to
male,
take out the
female.
pronouns. No, they want them to take out the pronouns.
Take them out.
I'm sorry,
Good. But take them out. I'm
Mr. Yeah,
tired
but
of.
you're not even addressing yourself as a Mr. or a Mrs. or they can't do that anymore. But don't they have other things to be worrying about than that
Yeah,
stupid
for
stuff?
sure.
Who
But
cares?
what
Who
the
cares?
Democrats did, what the Democrats did with that whole transgender thing, and how you got him, her, they, them, they, like, it's. I'm sorry, it's so confusing and it's so ridiculous. Like, okay, if you have been born a male or a female and you want to switch genders and become that and switch from a he or a she, like, I suppose whatever. Like, I'm not going to be against that, but I don't like it when they start with the I am them. You cannot refer to me as a she. I am them. Like, you're not a them. You are a he or a she. Like, you are one person. All of that stuff, I hate it. I'm it. You can't. I'm it. Like, just, it's too much. It's too much. And you know what? In the Bible, it says that demons don't refer to themselves as singular. They refer to themselves as we, they, them, as plural. So when you start referring to yourself as plural and stuff and your pronouns, like, you just got so many demons in you. That's why you're referring to yourself as a plural pronoun. But I don't like it, Claudine. Like, I don't. I want just
Is it
the
in your
human being.
country too?
It started, anything America does comes into this country. Like, we're
Okay,
like
elite.
America's little brother. Yeah, and it annoys me. Like, I remember we picked up my boyfriend's little daughter, and she was like 6 or 7 at the time. And she starts telling me in the car, "Oh, did you know that if you don't want to be a woman anymore, you can go be a man if you want?" And I'm just thinking, why is she talk like, you're 6? Like, you don't need to worry about that. You are a girl. And she's like, I'm like, who tells you that? She goes, my teacher teaches us those things. And I'm like, this is all American agenda. Like, it's just stupid. It all comes from America.
Look what Nova just put. Look what Nova just put. What you just said.
I hate, yes, because that's the part that I get super upset about, is
And
the
then
children. Because
she says, I'm
children,
feeling you on this, Anne.
oh my God, the children do not need to have to think. At the end of the day, what you are doing is you are sexualizing children from a very young age, because you are making them think about their genitals when they should not be thinking about that. So you're telling them, if you don't want to be a girl, you can be a boy. So they're starting to think, well, if I have a vagina, I want to pee. You know, they're thinking about it. So it's you're sexualizing your child from a young age. That transgender agenda, that toward the children, that is all, it's sexual abuse, and I hate it. I hate it for the children. Children should not be taught this kind of stuff, or it should not be spoken about in front of them. It's sexual abuse, in my opinion. Children should be playing on the playground, building blocks, doing children things, playing with animals, not worrying about their sexual organs and whether they want it to be something other than what they've been born with. It is absolutely disgusting, and I'm so against it. I get very angry on this subject.
Yeah,
I stand
I
firm with it.
I think what we're looking at is that we don't have enough time to have passed yet for these children who they've got so brainwashed and getting these sex changes at such a young age are not old enough yet. Well, some of them are starting to become of age where they are like 18 and 19 saying, don't do it. It messed me up. I will
Yes.
never be normal again. I would,
No.
I was tricked. I was, and so we've just barely got that generation that they started doing this to, speaking up about how it really damaged them.
For
And then
sure,
another
Claudine.
thing too is I don't know if you know about this, but I don't know if you've heard this before, but I heard that anyone of the elite, the Hollywood, the sports, the government, when they have their firstborn child, either
Mm-hmm.
they have to sacrifice it,
Mm.
or if they won't sacrifice their firstborn, then they have to raise it to be a transgender and they got to get a
Yeah.
sex change with it.
Yeah.
Which is, we know that something like that is somewhat true for a fact, because how many stars, how many famous music people and famous actors, first child is a transgender?
Yep. It's a cult thing. That's
It
what
is,
their cult.
it is,
That's what
it
their
is a
cult
dark, yep,
demands.
it is,
Yep.
it is,
That's
it is
what
a
their
cult
cult
thing.
wants.
Yep,
Yep, they
yep,
do. It's a
it's a
cult
rule.
thing. Yep. Anyone who ever asks or brings this up with me, it's like, that's their cult. If you want to know if they're in the cult, go look at their kids. If they're doing that to
Yep,
their children, they're part of the cult, because
yep,
that's a cult rule that they have to
yep,
do that.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
They
and
bring
I,
their kids up.
yep, and watch
It
the Grammys.
sterilizes them. It
Yep,
does.
it does.
It
That's
does.
a perfect word, Nova. It sterilizes them. And watch the Grammys this year, people. You really want to see the evilness? You want to see who their alliance is? Because they got their children on the red carpet now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, did
Sad.
you see what Will Smith's son wore? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness gracious. He's got a black
House on his head.
house on his face.
And didn't look like he could speak. That's kind of like what he is in real life. Like, he can't speak. They've said I've heard things like how Will Smith is right in on what go. I've watched interviews with Will Smith with his son and children and his wife, and it is disturbing.
So disturbing.
He's trying to kiss his son on national television. One time his son even said,
I
"Oh, it's
have
not
not
what he
seen
does."
that.
Oh, it's horrible. And one time they're on Oprah and the kids go, "Yeah, our dad's really weird. Sometimes he just comes in and gets naked in front of us." And then his wife like goes, "Ah," like all embarrassing. She goes, "Oh yeah, Will's a little bit like, he's a bit crazy like that." And I'm just watching going, "What the hell?" And then he's like trying to French kiss his little boy, like the little Jaden Smith, and a few times, and Jaden Smith doesn't look happy. Like he looks terrified. And then one time he goes, "Oh, it's not what you see on camera that my dad's trying to do to me. It's what he does off camera." And I'm just thinking, and then you start hearing these things like how his dad was taking him to like those Diddy parties and, sexually abusing him. Like nothing has come out legally, but this is stuff that, and then you watch interviews of him kissing his son. Like, I'm sorry, that's not fatherly love. That is grossly inappropriate behavior. That is full. If my husband did that to my son, I would slap him and leave him. I'd be like, "You are never coming near my son ever again." Like, don't you dare put your lips on my son. Like, it's just, oh. And now you look at Jaden Smith. He's weird. Like that poor kid. Him and Bieber look really similar in their energy. Like they look all kinds of effed up. But having that house
Yeah,
on his head kind of said to me like, yeah, that's Jaden. Like he's locked in a house. Like he can't speak. He's
I
literally,
could, yeah,
they've got
when
him muted.
I saw that, I couldn't miss that because when you go, I would go straight to my Google. I got to go to Google to get to reach. It's right there. Everything's right there on Google. He was front page of Google page of the house. I'm like, what the heck? And then I clicked on it because I wanted to see what they're wearing on the red carpet because right there, that tells you who their alliance is.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, we all know who their alliance is.
Well, I just want people, I'm trying to let, yeah, she's in the conversation.
I
She's
see it,
like
Nova.
Will
Yeah.
Smith, LOL. Yeah, she put, well, first she said Will Smith and
Oh,
then LOL.
when I
Um,
when I when I see like the Grammys that just happened, when I look at pictures and stuff and I watch the clips, I just think, oh my god, it's such a sickening cult. Like I grew up in a cult, so I can see and feel when I'm like looking at another cult, and now that like I've fully like I see everything for what it is. Now when I watch them, I just look at them. It's like, oh, that is just such a like that they're just all doing their little worshiping cults, ritualistic stuff, and it's just they look so bad. They just look
it's been so
sick.
bad for so
They look
long,
sick.
and
They don't look beautiful. They look sick. Does not anyone see that? Like, I looked at Beyonce and I was just like, oh my god, she doesn't look well. Like she looks pale. Like she's supposed to be a black woman, and she's got freaking blonde ass hair. Her skin is lighter than mine. Like where's the black woman in her? And just her whole like aura and energy. It looks sick to me. A lot of them are not looking well. Like the Smith kids, the daughter looks dark. Jaden just looks like the house on his head muted. Like, yeah,
what about this is the funny thing about you and I. You know more about what's going on in Hollywood and the stars because you've kept on, um up with that. I know you like to read their energy. You like to watch their movies. You like to listen to their music. See, I got out of that loop, as you know. I got out of that loop many, many years ago. It's been probably about 15 years since I've listened to anything because I couldn't. I think because I'm here in America and I can feel it,
mm,
and just looking at it made me sick. Even watching a Super Bowl performance or anything, and it just repulsed me about,
mm,
like I said, literally 15 years ago when the Kardashians came out, I said, "Oh, we are in trouble. This is it." And if I could have gotten rid of every TV and anything out of my life, I did. I would. I did the best I could. But because you're not in America and you come from that cult, you're able to stay in tune with this stuff, which is really cool because you've always given me really good feedback on this. And what about Brad Pitt and Angelina? They have a bunch of kids too that aren't really
Yeah.
theirs. I think they've only got one or two or something like that.
Angelina is part of that cult, that's for sure. Like her firstborn, that's Shiloh. She's brought her up exactly how you would expect someone to bring them up. That is part of that cult. Charlize Theron, she's another one. Sandra Bullock, like they're, look at their kids. But Angelina Jolie, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what their kids are up to. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, her eldest kid, the Brad Pitt's and hers eldest kid, they brought her up with that, where male and female. Whoop, you disappeared. She's gone. Nope, Claudine's gone. Claudine has lost signal. I don't really know what to talk about by myself. Okay, we'll light some sage. No, we'll light some Halo. Halo sticks. Woody, come back. Well, if anyone's watching, Hollywood is evil. That is the main message. Hollywood is evil. You can watch them, you can listen to them, but just understand.
Hey guys, sorry about that. That was super weird. I know I had to come in through my phone. My computer just went completely blank. I don't know. I just got a black screen. We're at 96%. Please keep your computer.
We're talking about Hollywood. This is a very powerful demon we are going up against.
We're more powerful than them. So, anyways,
but they're very active.
Yeah, 707 I get. So anyway, so I get on my phone to get on this stream, and then they want all this information. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Okay, let me see if I can get in from okay, now I got a happy face on my. This is so weird.
I know, it just went boop. We were talking about Angelina Jolie and that whole like how they bring up their kids, and you're asking me, and I was saying the different people in Hollywood, but it's all of them. All of them. Just look at their children. If they're bringing up their children like that, it's part of a cult. It's not because they're demonic like they are, but like, you know, they're not there and being demons and doing it is a cult thing. So I grew up in a cult. I know when you are in a cult, that's what makes it a cult. Everything's a cult. Like, oh my god, now it's echoing. Well, we will light some Halo.
Ah. All right, here I go. Jeez. Sorry guys. I don't know what happened with that. Hey, I recovered. How long did it take me to recover?
I don't know, like a good 15 minutes.
Did it?
Something like that. I don't know. I just been lighting Halo.
I was trying to
Talking to
message
myself.
you and then using this phone and then my speaker, I problems with my speaker phone. I'm like, okay, now I'm looking for my then I started looking for my iPhone.
I don't
Hold
know
on,
what's
I'll be
happening.
back.
As soon as we start talking about this stuff, it just all they don't want it being out there.
Well, it's a live wire. Like, I've talked to you about this live wire that we're feeding. We're feeding this live wire and yeah, it's
Well,
it
this
gets a little,
live wire is very alive. It's very active, so
it's
it
very
likes to
active.
shut down. But
Well, anyone that likes to speak truth, our truth, that we know of as today, we don't lie because that's what demons do. That's what they do. They lie, 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 lie.
mhm.
So they hate for us to talk about their shit, but it's what we're
Yeah,
doing, and
and
it's just what it
exposing
is.
them.
Hmm.
So with
Exposing them.
Hollywood and that whole trans thing, that is part of that is their cult practice. That
Hmm.
that is why they do that stuff. It's it's all part of the agenda of that cult. Every cult has that, and when you are part of a cult, you have like Scientologists would have to follow the protocol of their cult. Like Tom Cruise, um, it like does weird stuff and it is weird to people because he's a Scientologist and he will follow things according, like he doesn't have much contact with his children because I think Scientology is like, even if it's your children, like spouse, whoever, ex-spouse, you're not to have any contact with them if they're not part of the church. Like they do stuff like that with the cult, so he doesn't have contact with his children, you know. But it's not that he's a bad person. He's choosing. It's a cult thing. So like when I was growing up in my small little cult that I was born into, we weren't allowed to, as it got stricter, we weren't allowed to have contact with our relatives if they weren't in the cult. So like I wasn't allowed to just go pick up the phone and call my grandmother because I missed her because she wasn't part of the cult. So, you know, that was a cult thing. So when in Hollywood, the things that they do and the weird things you see them doing that are being brought to light and they're showing us like, look at them, they bring up their children to be gay and it's a cult thing. So they just bring them up to be, that trans agenda because the cult has brought that into their practice and all these Hollywood actors and singers and stuff, they do things accordingly to the cult that they are a part of. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna see it. There's Nova. Are you still here, Nova? I was just gonna message you and see if you got back on. I'm gonna send our message real back real quick.
So I seen on Instagram some guy. I think he's an American guy, but he's living in Thailand, and he said that he was watching the inauguration, and it was the second time he saw what he saw, and he saw it with another um, Trump speech, another big one that he'd done, like a presidential one. And he said he saw a very big angel standing behind Trump. And like, I'm sure some people will say that's crazy, you can't see that stuff. But actually, people are starting to see different things like that. Like, it's just happening. We just all have to accept that these things are happening. I went from never, ever having a dream that was anything big, and when I had a dream and I saw an angel, and I don't care who says what, I know what I saw, I know what I experienced, and the angel told me something, and it ended up happening and ended up being exactly so. I know I saw this angel. So whatever it is, whether it's a demon, we're seeing angels. So some guy said he saw a big huge angel behind Trump at 2 different times. So what I want to say, we don't have much time, but what I want to put out there is, so this is all up to everyone's, interpretation. But angels, I just want to say, when we see an angel, we do need a question when we see an angel. We can see a very big, bright, shiny, magical thing standing there, but very powerful demons can disguise themselves as very, very beautiful angels. So I'm just going to ask the question, was this a demon he was seeing? A very big, powerful demon standing behind him? Or was it an angel? I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not God. I am not, here to say what is what. I think everything is up to each individual's interpretation. For me personally, I would say this is a big, powerful demon standing behind Trump, and it's disguising itself as a big, bright, shiny angel. Um, I've had someone else, Claudine, has been to one of his marches. And when she got there, she said she heard ringing in her ears that was making her feel nauseous. She had to leave. When you hear ringing to this extent, this is some kind of supernatural force that we cannot see that is present. And some of us can pick it up. Like, all ringing in the ears is not always angels, but sometimes it is. It's a different kind of ringing. And what Claudine heard tells me that he has a very powerful force working behind him. And now we have people seeing angels standing behind him. So I guess it's up to each person to decide who the angel was. I say demon.
Well, when I saw the real Trump.
Powerful one.
I saw the real Trump. Oh yeah, I like what Nova said too. I grew up as an
I grew up as
outsider
a
of a religious cult.
religious
I
cult.
do believe. Yeah, you guys have a lot in common. Um,
Yes. No, I was
yeah,
in the cult.
yeah. You were in the cult. Yeah, you and in another country too. So that's even makes it even
Mhm.
more attractive for that.
Mm.
I thought that was it. Your perspective is attractive. Um, When I saw Trump in person, when was this? Was in 19, well, no, I'm sorry. This was in 2021, was it? 2021, 2021, was it? Yeah, is when I saw him live in person. I was in the same room with him. I mean, I was literally, I was talking to his bodyguards, to his Secret Service agents. One of his Secret Service agents tried to kick me out of there. I'll never forget that. They let me stay though. Um, I'll never forget too, and I snuck weed in there too.
Yeah, it's probably not the best thing to do when you're going to like a high energy, you know,
No, they
arena.
stripped you and you went in there like they were looking for weapons. They're not looking for marijuana, I guess.
Mm.
But I thought it was pretty funny. But anyways, the high pitch was scream. It was so high pitch. Nobody else could hear it. It was the strangest
Mm.
thing. And that's why
Yeah.
I wasn't running, but I was trying to get out the front door to get some air because I needed some air because it was just hurting my head so bad. But anyways, that was the real Trump. That is the real Trump that was alive. Uh,
Mm.
I believe, what we're seeing right now is a body double. I know it. Look at it. It's shorter
Mm.
than the real Trump. And the thing that gets me when it comes to Americans and with this Trump thing, don't they listen to him when he talks? Don't they hear what he's saying? He literally called Trudeau a governor. He's sitting there blasting this man, literally trying to go to war. He's trying to go to war with China, Canada, and Mexico. And he's calling Trudeau, who is a prime minister, not a governor of his country. And I'm just like, don't people hear his faults? And he should know this stuff. I just, it blows my mind that the people do not hear this man talk, and he talks so, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even know how to address who he's talking about. It just,
This is
I
why
don't know.
people don't,
Am I the
when
only one
people
who hears?
don't like him,
That's all I
they
want to
really
know.
don't like him.
Am I the only one who hears the pitch high, noise, and
Don't I
then
don't I don't watch. I just don't watch him much. I don't know what's happened. To be honest, I can't comment because I don't watch. When I do watch him, and when I see any clips, I always feel very full on energy, like with either party. But with Trump, there's always like there's an element to whatever they're working with that is just very different for me this year. Even like having Elon Musk, like I've seen a few clips of them, at the inauguration, and then having some fancy dinner afterwards, and them dancing, and the energy that they have around them that we can't see. It's very, I find it like confusing, but it's big energy. And I don't know, like clones and stuff. Like I can't say, I know for sure, like what you say is correct with all the cloning and stuff. But what game they're getting at, I just don't. Yeah,
okay,
it's
big,
totally
I know
off for
it's a
me.
clone, and anyone who has any sense in their head knows it's a clone because it malfunctions. I'm sorry, a
Mm.
real human doesn't malfunction like that. And their eye doesn't go, you know what I mean? That is, or keep hitting a wall, keep walking into the same wall like we saw with Biden. That's a
Yeah, that
clone.
was just
That's
super
clone.
obvious. Yeah, that was very obvious. But
Um,
yeah, I don't know I don't know what's happening. Like what what
yeah.
what has come in, what Trump is doing. I do know that the storyline is World War III is meant to come in with this storyline while he's in presidency. And Trump is the fall man, just like with COVID. So I know that storyline is in place. So obviously, the Trump that they have standing there is supposed to create, it's like Bush when he wanted to create that Gulf War. He came into presidency and he created this paranoia and this all this hype so they could go and start the Gulf War, which was all about the money for them and stuff. So
And Bush is the leader of they are taking Bush's playbook
yeah,
and using it right now. They are. They
yeah,
not paying anyone. Bush was very, very good at making all these promises and getting people to do things, and he'll pay them later. And they
yeah.
never got paid. He was a master at that. But let's go back to what you were talking about, the angel that you had read a comment or something, or you had saw a video of someone
Watch
saying
the
that they saw
video.
an angel on, and like what I told you that um the wolf comes dressed in the sheep's clothing,
Sheep's clothing. Yep.
and it says that in the book of Matthew to watch out for
And
that.
and the devil comes as the angel of light. This is what I mean. This is why.
Trickery, trickery, trickery.
Yes. That's why we have to be aware. Even when we're seeing angels and we're seeing these things. Like we might look in the sky one day and think and see some really beautiful angels. Hey, guess what? That might be a hologram from the blue beam people. Like you have to be aware that when the dark, when it comes at you now, it's gonna dress itself up as light, because people seeing the dark is like, oh, get out of my face, don't want to see it anymore, all that, blood sight. Like it's not cool. It's not. The Hollywood used to make it cool, but it's not cool. No one wants it. So that darkness is gone. So now when when they come at you, they gotta dress themselves up and make it look like light. So when we're seeing these types of things, and oh, it's an angel in the sky, oh my god, it's a space. Like, be aware that the devil shows himself as an angel of light. The wolf comes in sheep's clothing. Just have an awareness with that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Trump, he's the
Use
same.
your wisdom.
Yes, use your spiritual wisdom.
That was the
Do not
topic
be
tonight.
fooled.
That's what I should start titling these. I'll just, we should have titled that one,
Yeah,
wisdom versus knowledge. I guess I will start doing that. That's kind of a good idea because we keep like tonight, it just seems like everything we talk about leads right back to is that your
the
wisdom
wisdom.
or is that your
Yeah,
knowledge? And
yeah,
no, I would not trust that. I do not believe there's any angel next to the Trump that is right now. It is my belief that it's a mask. That is a body double. We're looking at a body double because as far as I'm concerned, his um his uh his clones malfunctioned and they had to put him down.
mm,
And so we're looking at a body double. I'm telling you, if we were able, why do you think they wear everything to the neck? Why is
yeah,
everything to the neck, Anne?
yeah. Even
Always.
even did you see that video of Elon Musk at the inauguration? And he's like, he's standing in the with everyone, and they're doing a speech, and someone's got him on film, and he's just like, he just starts going into this weird trance, and then his eyes start to roll in his head, and he full looks like a robot malfunctioning or downloading, and then it downloads, and then he comes back. Like, but the eyes and the way,
I
like,
didn't
it's just
see
not
it.
human. Oh, I'll send it to you next time I see it.
Okay.
And people are saying, is it him on ketamine? Because he likes to do ketamine and stuff. Like he's said it before that he uses it for depressive states to get through. And so people are saying it's a ketamine high. But what smart billionaire is going to take ketamine while they're sitting in the inauguration? I'm sorry, that's a bit too far fetched for me. Other people are saying that's just, someone with autism, they have these moments where they go into a trance, and people with Asperger's. I don't know. I don't buy that one either.
I
I
call
dead set.
that
I just thought
conjuring. I
he
call that
said one of
conjuring.
his
Yeah.
he hey
I call that conjuring spirits.
yeah, you reckon? I just reckon it's like he sent one of his clones, and it just like kind of did some weird spastic.
Oh,
I don't
that
want to
too?
think.
Or
I don't
that
want to
too?
think that Elon Musk is conjuring spirits while standing on that inauguration stage. Like that's just too much for me to handle. I'd much rather think that it's a clone, and it malfunctioned, and it just kind of had a little like reboot. Like there's Trump back in
With
the
him,
station
who
watching
knows?
it.
With
We're
him,
gonna
who knows?
reboot my what?
Yeah. With him, who knows? Because he's got Starlink. He's created, he's got knowledge. He's got a lot of knowledge. No
Yeah, and he
wisdom,
has
but a lot of
robots. He can
knowledge.
create robots that look like proper
Yeah.
humans, and he has
So
all that technology. So,
who
why not
knows
send
what
a
it, yeah.
robot in his
Yeah.
I don't
And it
know.
would make sense for him to do cloning and to be doing all this and using himself as an experiment because his
Yeah,
consciousness is still here. So that would
yeah.
make complete sense because
Yeah,
the
and he has the
clones, yeah,
chip in his head that he can play computer games. That his chip can play the computer game. Like he already has that. So why not experiment? Oh, I have a chip in my head. Let's see if I can like control my clone out there through my brain, like through my chip. I
yeah.
don't know, but I don't know. I'll show when I see the video next time, because you'll watch it and you'll be like, yeah, that's not normal. Like even someone with Asperger's, like having a zone out. The
See, that's
eyes
what,
like look. The eyes are rolling.
yeah,
They're like, woo! Like
it's totally a clone.
ketamine trip was much more. It
Totally
dead
a
set. It
clone.
looks like someone being possessed. Like that's what it looks like. If I sat there and did that, people would go, she's possessed. Like she got a demon in her. Like it's really weird. So And it was at
Time to
the
do a seance.
inauguration.
Let's go get her. You'd have everyone around you doing a
Oh
seance.
yeah. If I had stints like that, they'd be like, yeah, she crazy. You gotta lock her up. Like, no, it was really weird. It wasn't just a small thing. It was very, very strange. So,
Yeah,
and
so
it was
they are
at the
so strange.
inauguration. So I was like, what? I am concerned, but
They're crazy. They're just out there. But it is past our time. So
Mhm.
thank you guys for joining. And we'll be back again next Monday. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but just some more hard truths and talking about the things that most people don't like to talk about. That's what this show is about.
Mhm.
Please spread the good word. Let people know that we're here. We're on here. Like, love, and share. We just totally appreciate it. And I'll be back again
And
tomorrow morning, you
join.
guys. I'll be back with Julie, Love Roy Warrior. That's a tongue twister. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back again live at 8 o'clock in the morning with the spiritual show that flows. And that's where tomorrow we just pretty much talk about more esoteric stuff, but in the health ways. And I don't know really what we're going to talk about tomorrow because it's not here yet, but it'll be more good stuff.
It'll be
Um,
fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. Julie's a lot of fun, and it's a much. She does all kinds of fun stuff on the show, but I'm learning this still, this live stream stuff. But anyways, you guys, thanks for joining us. You guys have a happy everything, and oh yeah, that's a cute one too. A happy everything, and we will see you next Monday. Bye bye.
Bye.